Hey, I wanted to say before the video starts, thank you to the person that has made a little fan art for me in the past couple of hours. I wanted to thank them in this video, and they know their name, but I'm going to give them a shout out because thank you again. That's it. On to the main video. Bye-bye. Hey Velos, Master Velo here. I wanted to share what I see in Monster Hunter World. That is, the different SnS main types out there from what I see to others. Today, we're going to be covering a very common SnS main type. This type is very common and almost practically used universally around the world, but just depends on what type of user you have. This SnS main type is called redirection. They're called this because they're constantly redirecting, usually seen common in large monster fights. They do constantly attack, but they're constantly redirecting. Pros, they really do punish the monster. They do hold the monster back and can cause it to back up more and more due to the amount of attacks and damage they're putting out. And of course, they do good damage. Cons, sometimes they can miss a lot, but bear with them. They're just dealing out damage, and sometimes it might be a fast monster that they're not used to fighting on a regular basis. They do sometimes not really care about their health and is focused on damage, which is perfectly fine. You just gotta stick in there with them. And sometimes they have a hard time fighting against a faster monster, which could spell trouble for this SnS main. These guys are really good on the field, but you just gotta stick with them, and sometimes you just need to give them some guidance to continue the fight through and through. Well, that will conclude the episode/dialogue from me, the written dialogue. This SnS main is, again, really common for everyone, almost all SnS mains, to use as a active thing. So, usually we don't want to use our specials all the time, and we might want to use our redirects as a form of quick, aggressive fighting capability. But this could also lead to us getting into some very interesting situations where we get pinned because of us constantly redirecting and setting us in a very shady area. Well, again, this will conclude my commentary from the commentary booth. I hope you guys have a good day, and we'll have another episode out next week, hopefully. Master Velo, out.